What's up, Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Byte for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. It looks like wireless charging will be finally coming to the iPhone. Let's just forget that it's 3 or 4 years later than it could have been. Now, Apple is officially one of the 213 companies that are part of the Wireless Power Consortium that promotes a single standard for wireless charging called Qi, and no, it's not pronounced QI. Now, previous patents have shown Apple's desire to use long-range wireless charging. An older patent by them even showed off using an iMac as the central charging station as one idea, but they just couldn't wait on it any longer. Now, this doesn't mean Apple will support the Qi protocol that every other company uses. In fact, Apple already uses their own tweaked version of it with their Apple Watch, and that's why it actually doesn't work with any other wireless charging pads. The thinking is that Apple will do the same with the iPhone because, guess what? They're Apple. Now, the report also jives with more rumors about the next iPhones. DigiTimes now claims the current 4.7-inch model will have an aluminum casing. The 5.5-inch iPhone's material is still not determined, but the premium 5.8-inch iPhone with the OLED display we keep hearing about will have a glass casing reinforced by a steel frame. But the big thing here, that glass casing will allow it to support wireless charging. Now, who will likely benefit from the move to OLED displays? Come on, Apple's best friend and rival, Samsung. According to the Korean Herald, Apple has purchased 60 million flexible OLED display panels in a multi-billion-dollar deal with Samsung. Now, Apple also reportedly purchased 100 million in April from Samsung, bringing that magic total to, come on, you kids can do the math, 160 million OLED panels. That would likely make Samsung the main supplier of displays for the iPhone X, 8, or future, or whatever they end up calling it. But maybe they even just screw with us and jump to 10 because it's the biggest jump Apple has made in the history of the iPhone. See, you can't even make this stuff up. That's literally what they would say. Samsung has provided Apple with plenty of components for iPhones in the past, so this is nothing new. Let's just make sure they don't have them make the batteries. Oh, burn! All right, for all you Samsung owners who just got mad I did that, get over it. We're just messing with you. And as for the idea of paying for a $1,000 plus premium iPhone from last week's show, the majority of you said you wouldn't pay that much, but at least a third of you had no problem dropping the dough. So here's what some of you said. Zorb on Twitter says, I've seen apple trees, but not money trees. Jared Spark on YouTube says, you mean the same $1,000 that I paid for a 256 gig iPhone 7 Plus? Yeah, he's definitely in. 2 Remote says he'd be down if they don't put courage into this and actually do some innovation. That's real talk right there. Jonas says, Siri, find me the nearest banks that are easiest to rob. Yeah, I don't think she can do that, Jonas. And Eric is probably the smartest person out of all of us. If my dad will fund it, I would most certainly use the iPhone X. All right, after teasing us as far back as fall, Apple is finally showing us their 2 new shows coming exclusively to the Apple Music service. They unveiled the first trailer for Planet of the Apps. Think of it as Shark Tank meets The Voice meets app developers. App creators will make their pitches to celebrities like Jessica Alba, will.i.am, Gwyneth Paltrow, and entrepreneur Gary Vaynerchuk. Each judge will then mentor their picks to make a final pitch of the app for that venture capital moolah. Now, all the app developers are hoping to make their dreams become a reality on a reality show. Apple also released a spot for Carpool Karaoke's spin-off series that will pair different celebrities with each other, singing and doing other wacky things. James Corden most likely will appear in just the first episode to get things rolling. Now, Planet of the Apps looks intriguing and could have some real drama. Carpool Karaoke will always be a good romp, but the real question is, would you actually sign up for Apple Music to watch these 2 shows? Now, I asked the Apple Byte Nation on Twitter, and with over 500 responses, only 8% of you said you would sign up for Apple Music, while 75% of you said, no way, and 17% of you already have Apple Music and would most likely check them out. See, this is just the start, but it'll get really interesting once Apple gets enough content, a few must-see shows, and then you're getting a streaming music service on top of that for $10. That's when you start getting my attention, but until then, I'm still Team Netflix. And before we go, people are sending me pics of them wearing AirPods, and you know what? It's kind of becoming a thing. Like my man here, Poet, on Twitter. He says, you can hate on AirPods all you like, but I make these look good. All right, Poet, I see you, but I don't hate AirPods. I really don't. Also, you have something in your ear, bro. Okay, so in the spirit of all this, I'd love you, Apple Byte Nation, to send me pics of yourself rocking your AirPods looking good, and I have this stack of 10 iPhone 7 and 7 Plus cases from Spec. I'm gonna give it to you if you think you can top our man Poet. Shoot them in landscape, that's sideways, include a caption, and let's have some fun here. We'll showcase the winners in a future show. All right, that's gonna do it for this week. You can email us at theapplebyte@cnet.com or tweet me at Brian Tong. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you all next time for another Bite of the Apple.